Okay, so in this video, I'm gonna give you 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 good angelfish tank mates, and I'm gonna give you 5 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Y'all ain't know I speak that freaky deaky Deutsch, did y'all? Bad angelfish tank mates. This list is about tank mates for angelfish that are commonly sold in the same stores, in the same area. So you're definitely gonna find all these fish at all the big box stores and all the mom and pops. I have a video that I'll show you at the end of this video, where I have some tank mates for angelfish that are a little bit more specific. You would probably have to go online and order these fish for your angelfish, but this one is fish that are commonly found at the stores with the angelfish. And if you don't know, or the person selling you the fish don't know, can make actually a big mistake or a very pleasant surprise. So here we go. Let's hop into it. 5 good and 5 bad angelfish tank mates. Almost forgot. They're in no particular order except for the very last bad angelfish tank mates that I've seen sold. So stick around and definitely catch that one. First good fish on the list is the electric blue Acara. You can find this fish pretty much anywhere, and for a decent price. The good thing about this fish is that it eats the same foods, it takes the same tank requirements, it doesn't get too big, it's electric blue, so the colors really stand out. And as far as tank mates, they're not that aggressive, so them living with angelfish, you have no problem whatsoever. First bad fish on the list, and this is more of a group, is tiger barbs. To include green tiger barb and albino tiger barbs. More specifically, small groups of tiger barbs. Here's the problem with tiger barbs. Tiger barbs are notorious fin nippers when they're in small groups. They're bored, they have nothing to do. They see those fins, they go after them. What they really want is to swim in a loose shoal. So definitely get a group of 6 or more if your tank could accommodate them and you were planning on getting them with angelfish. If they're in a small group, they're gonna nip at your angelfish's fins. So just don't do it. I've seen these fish that I'm about to give you, the bad fish, in tanks with angelfish. So there's always exceptions to the rules. But if you're gonna spend your money and you're not sure, don't take the chance. If I say it's bad, just don't get them. So yeah, tiger barb, albino tiger barb, green tiger barb, small groups, no go. Second good angelfish tank mates. This one is the ram. Now they come in electric blue, gold, Bolivian, German blue rams. Now these fish, some of them could be kind of pricey depending on where you get them from, but they are incredibly good tank mates. They're very well suited because they take the same requirements as angelfish. The only thing I would say about getting rams is you might want to be a little bit more experienced in taking care of aquariums because they are sensitive. They do like warmer temperatures, around 85 degrees. They do like established tanks. So if you're just setting up a tank, I don't suggest it. But their food requirements and all that other stuff is just the same as what an angelfish would take. So for that reason, rams is a very good choice to put with your angelfish. Second fish that I would not suggest to get with angelfish, and I've seen this fish many times living with angelfish, it's the goldfish. It doesn't matter which type of goldfish, any type of goldfish. The problem with goldfish is, no, they're not aggressive. So you don't have to worry about them picking on your angels. But here's the deal. The living requirements for a goldfish and the living requirements for angelfish are way two opposite ends of the spectrum. So you cannot fully take care of one species at 100% without taking away from the other. For instance, the goldfish likes the cooler water. Well, the angelfish likes the warmer water. Yeah, you can find a middle ground, but neither the goldfish or the angelfish are being in the temperature that they really want to be in. Same thing with the food and all those other things. So I really don't suggest getting a goldfish with angelfish if you plan on trying to make the aquarium as 100% hospitable to eat a fish. The third good fish for angelfish tank mates is, I've done this in the past and I've seen the, okay, so check this out. It's funny because you know how people put aquariums in waiting rooms of hospitals and places like that to soothe the soul? Well, this third group, the live bearers, not just any live bearer. I'm talking about the Mollies, Platies, Swordtails. Check this out. If you happen to come across some wild angelfish, right? And I know this from experience. They're very skittish. They're not used to being in an aquarium. They will hide. If you put ditherfish, which ditherfish ain't nothing but fish to calm the other fish down. And what the ditherfish do is, okay, so the angelfish being your main aquarium fish will be afraid, and it'll notice that the dither fish are out swimming around. He feels safe because those fish are out swimming around, so he feels it's safe for him to out swim around. So the dither fish act as a calming fish for the wild goldfish. Sorry, the wild angelfish that you've gotten. Not to mention, these live bears, basically, you know, they're called live bears. They produce live young. They don't have eggs, so they constantly are pregnant, and baby fish are constantly popping out. Now, if you have wild angelfish, they are accustomed to chasing smaller fish down. They are a cichlid. So that practice of chasing smaller fish and eating them, it makes them feel more at home. Not to mention the hunting aspect of chasing down these little baby Mollies, Swordtails, whatever. It also induces or encourages spawning behavior. So having Mollies, Swordtails, it's really a great thing to do. Not to, hey, there's so many different colors of these types of fish that once they don't really swim together, they kind of spread out. You have like a very colorful, sprinkly thing going on here. It looks really cool. It's very healthy for the fish. Even if you don't have wild angelfish, the designer angelfish will still appreciate them being in an aquarium. Number 3 bad fish to put with your angelfish, and this is also a group. It is small tetras, shrimps, and guppies. Let me explain to you why. Angelfish are cichlids. They will hunt in the wild. They do have that chase a fish down and eat it instinct. So if you have something that can fit in its mouth, it's going to do it. Now, if you get the angelfish as babies, of course these tetras and other things don't fit in its mouth, but angelfish will grow big enough to eat these other animals. So unless you want to have expensive treats for your angelfish, don't do it. 4th good fish for your angelfish tank mate. That don't sound cool at all. Fourth good fish as a tank mate for your angelfish are large tetras. These fish are commonly found alongside angels in the wild. Plus, they're pretty hardy. I'm talking about like the Congo tetras, which can get kind of pricey, but they're worth it. Emperor tetras, anything that grows larger than an inch. Black skirt tetras are all good fish to put with your angelfish. But I say do it if you have the ability to do it, because like I said, the really nice ones are kind of expensive. But do it anyway. It's only money. 4th bad fish to stick in your community angelfish tank. Don't get mad at me for this. I'm telling you this because I love you and I want the best for you. And I know this is going to confuse you. 4th bad fish for your angelfish is the angelfish. I know, like, what? That don't even make no sense. Well, listen to me. Let me explain to you. Angelfish are prolific breeders. They are cichlids. When you get a group of angelfish, you're gonna get a male, you're gonna get a female. And what's gonna happen is they're gonna become territorial, and they are going to raise unholy hell in your aquarium when the male and female push all your other fish to one side of the tank because they've claimed half of your 55. Or whatever you have. If you have anything smaller than 55, you really have problems. But if you have a 55, half of that will be all your other fish and half will be for 2. So they're gonna start really beating up other fish, even killing them. Both the male and the female will do this. Now, most of the time in a community tank or a tank with multiple fish in it, those eggs will get eaten by something else because they can't do it all the time, right? They can't protect these eggs 24/7. Eventually, somebody's gonna get to them. 2 weeks later, it's gonna happen again. So you're gonna constantly have this fighting back and forth until, you know, normally somebody's gonna die. I've had more fish die from other angelfish killing it than other species killing the angelfish. You know what I'm saying? So angelfish are kind of their own worst enemies in that respect. So if you're willing to deal with it, then cool. But if you're just starting out with angelfish and you want a peaceful community tank, maybe you just want to put 1 or 2. That way, if it is a male and female, they have no, because they normally don't mess with other fish. They normally just really go after the angelfish more than anything else. You know, you're good, right? So 1 or 2 if you don't want to deal with breeding. And being that you can't tell male from females until they breed, I suggest 1 or 2. So 5th good angelfish tank mates. Don't hate me. Don't hate me. The 5th good angelfish tank mates is other angelfish. What? You just said it wasn't good. It depends on where you're coming from as far as keeping angelfish. If you want a community peaceful tank that you don't really want to mess with, they're bad. If you want to make a little bit of cheddar on the side, well, then they're good. If you're already going into this angelfish thing, anticipating mating and spawning and reproducing Well, the angelfish is one of the best ones you can do because any pet store in this United States, I would imagine anyway,
in the world,
angelfish are a top seller at every fish store. So they're not going to go to waste. You're going to find somebody who wants them. You can make a little money on the side. You can turn it into a business. You could do it for store credit just to support your fish keeping hobby. So as long as you're prepared and willing to deal with that, then angelfish are one of the best tank mates because they get busy with each other. Okay, so you made it to the end of the list and you want to know what's the #1 worst fish at the pet store that is commonly sold alongside angelfish. You ready for this one? First of all, in the comments, put down what fish you think it is. Go ahead, do it, do it! The Membuna cichlid. Listen, the Membuna cichlid is fairly cheap. You see them all the time at every pet store. They're very colorful, but they are also one of the most vicious, most active Speed Gonzalez zipping across the tank, zoom, 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 fish you can buy. And if they're not actively attacking and killing your angelfish, they are going to stress them out with all the activity because they are non-stop. They don't stop moving. So do not get Membuna. All these other fish that I mentioned, I say there's a possibility. Membuna cichlids, that's a big heck no. All right, so now it's time for the gratuitous. Please sub to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you can be notified as soon as new content is put out. You can use your thumb, you can use your pointer finger, you can even spank that button, backhanded if you're feeling pimping. And if you're feeling really funky and your device is fully insured, you can even twerk on it.
But keep in mind, Aquafunk is not responsible for any bodily injury or damages to personal property that will most likely occur while doing so.
And leave a comment. How am I supposed to know what you want to see unless you tell me? Just tell me, I'll do it. I'm serious, I'll do anything.
Anything.
Share this video on all your social media. You never know who in your circle is a big old fish nerd, or maybe new to the hobby. Just think about how grateful your second cousin's roommate's best friend Roscoe would be if he's on the fence and this video happens to tip him in the way of fish keeping. He might just slap a big old wet one on you, right on the kisser. These few things are small for you, but huge for my channel. By doing these few things, the YouTube gods will look favorably on me and push my content out to more and more people. And it just might make a difference in somebody's life. Or better yet, inspire a young teenager who happens to have an aptitude for science to become more than just what they see around them. You know what I mean? For some young underprivileged person, one of my videos could be the difference between the life of ordinary and the life of extraordinary. YouTube took the liberty, whether you like it or not, to look through your search and viewing history and thought that this recommended video was right up your alley. So give it a little clicky click click, because as we all know, don't nobody really know our deepest, darkest desires like YouTube does. Maybe you're on a quest to be the best angelfish keeper the universe has ever put out. If that's the case, then you're definitely going to want to binge watch my playlist, All Things Angelfish, so that you can single-handedly conquer the world. I hope this video provided some type of value to you as a possible or a new or a seasoned fish keeper. And I thank you in advance.